Hi, my name is Stephanie Elwood. I'm an Extension Associate with the Southern University Ag Center and the Program Coordinator for Growing Healthy, our gardening initiative through SNAP-Ed. Today we're going to talk about how to get your container garden started at your house. So the ingredients that you're going to need, the materials that you're going to need are a plant. Today we're going to use basil and we're going to talk about basil. You're going to need a pot. Make sure that it has holes in it for drainage, and it's going to have to be at least a 3-gallon size pot or something bigger. You're going to need potting soil, a hand trowel, fertilizer, and water. So our first step is going to be taking our 3-gallon container and filling it up all the way to the top with soil. To get all of these materials, I'm going to recommend going to your local plant nursery. A lot of times they have plants that are grown in the area, which ensure that they are acclimated to your area and will do best. And you can support local, which is always important. So I'm filling my pot up all the way to the top. I'm going to take my plant. This is my basil plant. You can see right here. I'm going to remove it from the small pot that it came in because it won't last very long in this pot. The bigger the pot that you put it in, the bigger your plant will get. So right here we have our root ball. I'm going to dig a hole as big as this root ball and put it into its new home, this larger pot. So I'm digging my hole. You put your plant in, you cover it up, and then you press down around it to make sure that you don't have any air bubbles. You see right here, it's nice and secure, so that if a rain comes or the wind's blowing, this plant's going to be just fine right here. Our next step is to make sure to put your tag. We have our sweet basil tag. Right here, I'm going to take some fertilizer. This is a 12-6-6 fertilizer. That's our nitrogen, phosphorus, potassium ratio. And this one is good for herbs and vegetables. I'm going to take about a tablespoon and I'm going to put it in my pot as close to the edge of the pot as I can because I don't want it to burn my plant. I'm going to mix it in just a little bit. Now we've completed the planting process. I've got everything in here. I've got soil, I've got fertilizer, I've got my basil, and the next thing I'm going to do is water. So how do I keep my plant alive? How do I water properly? Today, since I know that my plant is dry, I'm actually going to water it all the way until it starts to drain out of these holes at the bottom. So I'm going to soak this plant. Whenever I pick it up and it's light, that's telling me that it's dry. If I go to pick it up and it's heavy, that tells me that it's wet and I'm actually going to leave it alone. So every single time that you water your plant, you're going to soak it until water comes out of the bottom, and you're going to check it maybe every other day or so. Pick it up. If it's heavy, you walk away and leave it alone. That's going to ensure the success of your plant. Now with this basil right here, this is just the beginning of my container garden. I can have 3 more of these, 5 of these, 20 of these right here. And to have the best success, I recommend putting 1 or 2 plants per pot. One of the biggest mistakes when people are planting is putting plants too close together, and you will not have a successful harvest if your plants are too close together. So here's our basil. When we go to harvest basil, you actually want to pick it from the top. And you can utilize basil when you're making any type of Italian food, spaghettis, pizza, anything like that. So that's the beginning of your container garden. You can do it. It's just that simple. If you have any questions, ask us right here on Facebook, and please make sure to fill out our post survey right here on the SNAP-Ed Facebook page. Thank you. Happy planting.